Welcome to the Geek Static. Here we are live, unannounced yet again. It's just like these things just happen. They're not planned anymore. I do miss the days when I would plan it, notify people, hey, don't forget that I'm going to be live tonight so you can be here so I can have somebody to talk to rather than just talking to myself on, you know, dead live air. Dead live air. I don't think that makes much sense, but here I am live. Just wanted to jump on here real quick, let you guys know that I did just record a new video that'll be posted probably by tomorrow. I am excited to bring something back to the channel that has been missing for a while, but that series did come to a close, but it's kind of been reopened. So I guess it's like a whole new edition. And that's going to be cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I think it's going to be a little bit longer. These little episodes are going to be a little bit longer than they were previously, but we'll see because I just did one. I've got a whole bunch of Star Wars Legends reviews or expanded universe reviews ready to record. I should probably be doing that right now rather than this, what I'm doing here. But, I'm not. I'm here. Well, actually, some of these on my list I actually already did talk about, like Star Wars Night Lily, A Lover's Tale. I don't know why that's still on my list to review. But right now, I am currently reading a Star Wars Expanded Universe book, Star Wars Heir to the Empire. It's nice to revisit books. It really is. It's been a long time since I've taken a look at the Bantam era books, and there's just something special, something magical about that era. It's so comforting, and it's also so cheesy. Scott Johnson, hey there, Mr. Attic. Well, hello there, Mr. Johnson, and hello there, minimalist reader. Hi, how you guys doing? What books are you currently reading? You guys reading anything? I just said I'm reading Heir to the Empire. It's nice to revisit some of these old books. It's silly because I read a lot of these things, a lot of the Bantam era books when I first started reading the Star Wars Expanded Universe, but I never thought about making a YouTube channel to talk about Star Wars books. So, I read several books without writing a review. And now it's time to leave the Clone Wars era for just a little bit and go back to where it all started for me, the New Republic era, and then get those reviews out. Scott Johnson, hope you're having a fine evening. It's fine. I am alive. I'm breathing, so it's not too bad. I didn't know that I was going to go live tonight until I hit the button. I just opened up the program and hit the button and said to myself, "Why did I just do that? Why did I do that?" So, I don't really know what to talk about because I was going to sit down and record some reviews, but here I am. You should talk about like the reading plan. I had a whole different reading plan for this year. Like I got on Goodreads and I laid out, all right, these are the books that I'm going to read this year. Then I spent the time to organize them in the way that I planned on reading them, like the specific order. And I've completely abandoned that list. I haven't done anything on that list except for I think the first book that I put on there. I wanted to do like a Clone Wars era novel and then an Indiana Jones book because there's several. There's like maybe 12 books. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. There's a few Indiana Jones adventures. I can't remember what they call them, like expanded adventures or whatever. I was going to read those this year, Clone Wars novels and James Bond books, because I've read 4 James Bond books, reviewed I think 3 of them. Never finished recording my Diamonds Are Forever. I never recorded that review, so I should record it and continue on with those series instead of just abandoning them. But yeah, I said, you know what? Forget this. I'm going to the Bantam era. Scott Johnson says, I am reading Fate of the Jedi Outcast. It's quite boring. Ah, well, bummer. I probably won't get through it. Oh, don't give up. Don't give up. There's probably a abridged audio book for it. I'm gonna guess there's no unabridged audio, but hey, maybe you could do that. If you're gonna jump ship, just go to the abridged, shortened up version that just gives you the information that you should know. At least I assume. I assume it gives you the information you should know. I don't know if those things leave out like a lot of really good information. I don't even know how they edit those. Maybe do they record the whole book and then just cut like half the stuff out? Desi, bedtime, mister. DC. I know who you are. DC. David, do you have a webcam? You want to come on? I work with the guy. He's a goofball. And you threw off my train of thought here. There's only one unabridged for the new Jedi Order, or I mean the Fate of the Jedi series. Where is that? Is that the last series? No. Yeah, that's Fate of the Jedi is like the last series, isn't it? The Minimalist Reader. I'm deeply involved to World of Warcraft books. This is my one and only book collectible experience. Currently, I'm reading Day of the Dragon by R.A. Knack. Are you familiar with this book? I have that book. I have not yet read it. I have all of the World of Warcraft books. And what's really cool, I don't have them here with me. They're in a different area of the house. What's crazy is I have like this Chronicles book that has, I think, 4 of the World of Warcraft novels inside of it. Of course, I have those individual books, but this one I found like real cheap. And I was like, I'm going to get that. And I was going through it, and I believe the signature inside was from R.A. Knack, because there's like some real nice fancy cursive writing in there that looks like his signature. So that's pretty cool. I think I have that on a video somewhere on the channel. I think one of the World of Warcraft book hauls, maybe, or maybe it was a live stream. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll post a picture. I'll post a picture and post it to the community later on, probably tomorrow, because that'd be cool to show you. I have read maybe 4 or 5 World of Warcraft books. I really like them. I played the game back in college, and then lost all the time that I had. Can't play it anymore. But what is your favorite WoW book anyway? Wow, that's a tough question. I really liked, out of the ones that I read, I think I'm gonna look at I have my notes, my Google Notes up, and I think I have a World of Warcraft section. I might have actually deleted it. Why is it not here? I don't see World of Warcraft on here anymore. I don't even see fantasy section on here. What is happening? I liked Cycle of Hatred. That was a good one. That was a simple story, but I really liked it. I'm gonna go to my archive notes here, because I did record some World of Warcraft reviews. Sylvanas was good. That was like the new one that came out. I know Christy Golden, I believe she has a new one coming out too soon, like later on this year. Scott Johnson says that's even less tolerable. It's over 14 hours or something crazy. Oh, wow. 14 hours. It's a long audiobook. I think Heir to the Empire. That's how I'm absorbing Heir to the Empire for the second time, is the audiobook. And it's like 13 or 14 hours. And of course, you have to hit that like 1.5 speed to get through it faster. DC says, LL, give me your card. Give me your card. Are you talking about my credit card? No, I'm not going to do that. Go away, DC. Scott Johnson. Yes, last except for Crucible. Yeah. Sad. Wish they'd bring that back. Which I think me and Red 5 Reviews. I don't know when his video, maybe it has released yet. I don't know. I haven't really been on YouTube much to see what everybody's doing. But Red 5 Reviews had me on a video where we were talking about some Star Wars stuff. And I think we kind of talked about some like the last of the expanded universe. Cool conversation. Can't wait for him to drop that video. Hopefully I didn't say too much. The Minimalist Reader sounds cool. Nice to know. Cycle of Hatred is the last book I've read. Oh, it's the last book that you okay. Well, what's your favorite World of Warcraft book, Minimalist Reader? I'm just shocked that I deleted my World of Warcraft notes. No, there's The Last Guardian. Okay. I have that note. Let's see. It shows my rating. I gave that one a B. At least these are color coordinated. I can't believe I removed the label. Rise of the Horde. That was a good one. I remember that one. I gave that one an A. It was cool. It's like some of these books, you don't have to know anything about the game. Like World of Warcraft Before the Storm. Gave that one an A. And the Spiral Path. That was like the junior reader World of Warcraft books. I don't know, Minimalist Reader, if you have read any of the I don't think it qualifies as young adult, but more of like just a junior reader. They were okay, a little bit. They could have been a little bit shorter. They were actually kind of thick books, but they weren't too bad. All American Cornbread. Hello. Well, hello there. Nice video teaser for Red 5. He's a good guy. Yes, he is a good guy. He's awesome. And cornbread in the house. Cornbread in the house. Oh man, I love that name. Cornbread. All American Cornbread. You guys want to hear some of the other recent books that I've been reading for Star Wars? Because I've abandoned everything else. I mean, I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics that I still need to get through. I've got like 4 or 5 of the volumes of the original series. Sorry, there's something that's on my phone that I have to respond to. Sorry. Horrible live stream. Dune, I've got that up here that I wanted to read. Haven't done that yet. And I think there was another hardcover. I'm going to grab this. Hopefully it's still here. Yeah, I had to get this. There was somebody on the channel a long time ago that was telling me I need to read these books, but I just don't know when I'm going to have the time. But I think it would be a fun thing to get into if I need to take a break from Star Wars. The Terminator series. This is T2 Infiltrator. I found this hardcover. It's in like perfect condition. I found it like a Goodwill. No, yeah. I think it was a Goodwill. It was. Like perfect dust jacket. Has anybody in the comments read this T2 Infiltrator? It's written by S.M. Sterling, based on the world created in the motion picture written by James Cameron and William Wisher. I know the paperback edition looked like it was extremely massive, like massive. And I had it, but then when I got this, I was like, well, I'm getting rid of the paperback. I like the hardcover. You need to get more of those dust jacket protectors. I really like those. The Minimalist Reader says, talking about Star Wars, I think you have one of the biggest book collection on the entire YouTube. Do you have any rare books to buy which are hard to get on Amazon, eBay, or anywhere else? Well, Scott Johnson wants to know what I'm reading in Star Wars. Do I have any, like, I don't have that. Well, I do have a lot of books, but they're not like, I wouldn't call it the biggest collection on YouTube. I've got one full bookshelf of the expanded universe, like from top shelf all the way down to the bottom is the EU. Some of the bottom shelf has the cassette tapes, like the abridged cassette tapes of the Star Wars Expanded Universe books. And then there's like a stack of the Essential Legends collection that I received from the publisher. Um, don't receive those anymore. So the collection has stopped with what I have now. Okay, my mom is texting me. She's telling me to keep an eye on the weather tomorrow. There might be some bad weather headed this way. But the other bookshelf, this other one right back here, this used to be the Star Wars canon shelf. I removed all of the canon books that were on here, like the canon novels and the YA. YA novels are over here in a box next to me. The adult Star Wars novels are in my closet on the top shelf. I moved all of my novelizations that were in my closet to this bookshelf right here. They wouldn't all fit. So there's a big black tub right next to me with a lot more novelizations, which are actually the ones that I have read and discussed on paper movies, or like duplicate copies of certain novelizations. And I've also been removing certain books off of the Star Wars Expanded Universe because they've been replaced with some different books from the expanded. That's what the next book, like the next series, the next video that I'm going to release for tomorrow. I'll just say it. It's a hardcover book haul. That's what it is. So I've removed some paperbacks, put up some hardcovers, and yeah, I'm going to do that again. Not for the whole series, which I'll get more into that in that video. I just recorded it before I jumped on here. Bottom shelf on this paper movies or novelization bookshelf is like comic books, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Indiana Jones books, World of Warcraft. Speaking of World of Warcraft, I got these. These things are really cool. I haven't even opened this one up yet. This is the World of Warcraft Chronicle. I've got volumes 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if they came out with more or not, but they're really cool. If you like World of Warcraft, they really like get into the history and the lore of a lot of different things. Have a bunch of maps in there and stuff. I mean, it's just loaded with cool art and stories, and these things are amazing. There's a couple of random novels down there too that I would like to read eventually. And still, in my closet, I still have a bunch of other random books, different novels that I want to get to that I haven't gotten to yet. Some stacked up over here. I do have a lot of books. There's some in a box in the attic. Goosebumps books are all right here too. It's crazy. I don't know what to do with them all. I don't have enough room. Sorry. But as for like the rare stuff, I just got one in, and I guess I'll tease. This one isn't in the recording that I just did for the hardcover haul. You want to see it? I'll wait. I'll see your response if you want to see it. So it's like a sneak peek for a future episode of the Star Wars book haul. What I am currently reading right now, I think I've already mentioned it, Heir to the Empire. I just finished the Back to War, and before that, I did the Krytos Trap. I did a revisit of Tatooine Ghost, and of course, I posted the review for Night Lily, the Lover's Tale. That was an experience. I also have a review written for the Paradise Snare and Courtship of Princess Leia. So that's what I've got ready to release for reviews. What I've been reading. Any chance you'd do Waru Arts and Crafts again? Oh man, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Maybe I will do something like that because that was a lot of fun. I really miss I miss 2020. I know it was a bad year for a lot of people. For me, it was like I got to work from home. I did live streaming like every Thursday. It was a great time. I enjoyed it. We did the Waru, like make your own Waru action figure. That was so stupid. What a dust jacket. Yeah. You talking about the infiltrator? Man, they cut you off from the Essential Legends. Why? You're about the only honest reviewer they had. Thank you, Scott. I know. Um, well, I think they had to have had somebody watching the channel because when I said I am done with canon, they stopped. They stopped sending me stuff like immediately. They cut me off, and I think I actually did. Like I was expecting the next wave of Essential Legends, and it never came. So I was like, hey, I would like to get the Essential Legends, please, if those are still available. And they never responded. So made somebody mad. And that's fine. I don't care. Disney is horrible. Let's see what you guys are saying up here. I got it moved. All American Cornbread. When another pandemic hits and you run out of toilet paper, at least you have all those canon books. Yeah, that's true. I just can't bring myself to get rid of those. I did actually sell. I'm losing focus. I found a Star Wars books. Am I going to be getting into focus? A book sales site on Facebook, and I just sold some of my junior books, like junior canon books. What is the deal with this? Is it in focus yet? There we go. Oh, sorry. See, that's all you got to do. Just a creepy zoom up. Nope. Come on, camera. It's the Geeks Attic, home of the horrible, awful streaming. The content is never like what I imagined whenever I started the thing. It's like just trash. This is the garbage channel. This is the Star Wars garbage channel. See, proof. There's a thumbs down up there. I see that. I see you on YouTube, but giving me a thumbs down. That's fine with me. At least you're interacting with the channel. I want to know now. I want to know when you gave me the thumbs down. Was it when I said Disney sucked? Because Disney sucks. Let's see. When another okay, I already read that. Good point, Cornbread. Yes, very good point. Paradise Snare is awesome. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that book. I really did. Mad Machad, howdy. Well, howdy, Mad Machad. Good to see you. Scott Johnson, you should do live. Give yourself goosebumps reads. That would be fun. The choose your own adventure goosebumps. That might be something. I'll think about that. That would be a lot of fun. I've been thinking about finding some sort of short book to read here. Maybe do a live stream so that way, it's not as much effort as like all the editing and stuff. You can hear me stumble on my words and all that stuff. Let's see. Sci Fiction says, great show. Thank you. Thank you, Sci Fiction. I appreciate that. This is the greatest garbage show there is. Scott Johnson, you chat. Your chat can pick the outcome choices. Yes, I would like that. The Minimalist Review. My favorite WoW book is Before the Storm. Okay, yeah, it was cool to know about Anduin's attempts to get the peace between the Horde and Alliance through the Forsaken. Yeah, Before the Storm. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one too. It was a little bit different, little different than the other World of Warcraft books that I had read. Because it's like the stuff that I had read before was all like in the past. That one was more like, oh, the kid's all grown up. All American Cornbread says kind of nasty with the aliens and their pheromones, but still good. Now I don't even know what we're talking about at that. But also, I really love a part of this book, which is dedicated to Grizik and Saffronida. Their story is heartbreaking, and this is something what I really love in WoW lore: cruelty and wisdom. Yeah, Scott Johnson, too close. You talking about when I zoomed up? Back off, Jack. Your Del Rey, your Del Rey whip, Del Rey rep gave you the thumbs down. Oh yeah, oh it's gone. The thumbs down is gone, and it's a thumbs up. Somebody, somebody accidentally hit that thumbs down. He obviously is still watching. Well, thank you, whoever you are. Bryce Stafford, how's it going, Bryce? They had to cut Matthew off before Jedi Battle Scars released. Petty Mr. Mouse. Petty. That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. I'm having a lot of fun with the expanded universe. I mean, that's what I like. My love for reading kicked off with Death Troopers. So it's, cut the cord on the crap that just keeps adding stuff to just be like, we get to squeeze everything in to make everybody happy. It's like, yeah, I mean, everybody was happy before. Now you just kind of alienated a whole bunch of people with shoving in all this crap. Gotta watch my mouth before I get canceled. But how can you cancel somebody with no subscribers? Bryce Stafford. At least Matthews spared the pain of reading High Republic Phase 2. Oof. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that either. I did make a post. I asked everybody because I read 49. I've read 49 canon novels. And I was like, hey, everybody vote. Should I read one more to make it 50? One more 50? Like one more 50. One more canon novel to make it 50. And I'm just talking about adult novels, like 49 adult novels. Of course, you can't calculate the YA stuff in with that. And everybody said no. And I'm happy with it because now I've read 3 EU books in a month. That's like, I'm like breaking records now for myself. And that's awesome. All American Cornbread says, in Paradise Snare, the aliens got that girl addicted to it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the spice. Mama Chad says, heard Battle Scars wasn't good, so he dodged a bullet. LOL. Yes. Yeah, I sure did. Dodging a lot of bullets lately. The Minimalist Reader, I have to go. Have a good night. Thanks for streaming. Well, thank you for commenting and joining me here. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Brian Borg. Hello, Brian. Stopping in to say hello. Can't stick around, but I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you. And I hope you're doing well as well. Scott Johnson, President Borg in the chat. Hello, sir. President Borg. I like that. Yeah. Someone asked about a book on my shelf that was rare. And now I can't remember who asked that. It might have been Minimalist Reader. I'll show it to everybody else, though. I just got this one. And it was expensive, like on all the websites, except I caught a deal. I was lucky. Man, this camera sucks. Check this out, guys. This completes the collection. Star Wars Young Jedi Knights Under Black Sun. Look at that. The science fiction book club edition. It came all in this. It's got the dust jacket protector on there. It's like perfect condition. And it's like, it's good. No, this is very good. This is like new. I'm very happy. This completes my Young Jedi Knights collection. I had almost all of them in paperback, but there were like 1 or 2 that I just could not find anywhere. And I remember picking up these 2 for like $5 store and not really knowing what I had because these are kind of hard to get. They're kind of pricey everywhere. But finding the 3rd installment, the final one in the series, was a chore. And finally, a good deal popped up and I jumped on it. So I'm happy now. Now I have all the Young Jedi Knight books. And no, I have not read any Young Jedi Knights yet. I should, though. Maybe when I get to them, like in the book order, which I probably really need to look up, like when those things take place in the timeline. And I don't know if I should still try to find the individual book that I was missing. the one or the two, just to have them, like put them in a box somewhere. um, I don't know. Let's see. What am I missing here? Bryce says, now you just have to get to the Yuzhan Vong War, all 19 books, 21 if you count the ebooks. 21 if you count the ebooks? What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? 21 if you count the ebooks. Did they separate them out even more? Because I know on the paperback, there's like Dark Tide 1, Dark Tide 2. Hardcover, I think, combines those, right? So are you like comparing hardcover compared to like mass market paperback and digital copy, or what? Jump Rocks, listening while deciding what to read next. Awesome. Does anybody else just go stare at their bookshelf? Like when they finish a book, they go and they just sit by their bookshelf and just kind of like stare at it for a while and think, what am I going to read next? And sometimes you're not even really thinking about what you're going to read next. You're just looking at your books like, I'm so happy that I have these. Or is that just me? It's like it's comforting to come up here. Sometimes I'll escape. All the kids are here, like going crazy, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. So I just go upstairs. I sit down next to the bookshelf, and like stress level just starts to drop. I can't explain it. I'm sure you guys know. Red 5 reviews. Look out! Waru is. You got me. You got me. He said Waru was behind me. Oh wait, you're good. Oh, I guess I should have finished that. What up, dude? 5 reviews. I don't know if you were here earlier. Talked about your channel. Said I was coming on. Said I hope I'm not saying too much. But everybody needs to go subscribe to Red 5 Reviews. This channel is starting to grow pretty quick. So go do that. DC says, you should definitely reread Queen's Hope. No. Go away, DC. I told you to go away earlier. You're still here. And now you're giving me a migraine. I'm just kidding. I don't know, DC, should I use your real name? Jump Rocks looks schmexy. Oh, that's funny. I like that. Scott Johnson. Oh, that's a nice one. You guys are talking about the Pristine. Talking about Young Jedi Knights Under Black Sun. I got to hurry up and catch up with what you guys are saying. That looks awesome. Mine is sun faded. It's not under Black Sun, but under Bright Sun. Your copy was. Young Jedi Knights is a lot of fun. Okay, it's just before New Jedi Order. Okay, that's exactly where I have it on the bookshelf. Right after Survivor's Quest, I have those hardcovers lined up. All American Cornbread, read Young Jedi Knights right after you finish the Bantam era. Survivor's Quest. Wait. Yes, Survivor's Quest. That's the last. Yeah. We're good. We're all good. The Hood Ranch. When are you coming to the ranch? Well, hello there, Hood Ranch. Tomorrow. Gonna be there tomorrow. Gonna have to face the weather though. Mad Machad says New Jedi Order book count intimidates me. I want to read them, but 19 books is a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. But then when you look at it, you also think, oh, I'm going to read the Star Wars books. There's like 145, 150. But then when you start to break it down into eras, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of books. I get it though. I understand you, Mad Machad. All American Cornbread. I usually look at my bookshelf and wonder, why did I even buy that? You know, I do the same thing. I do the same thing. But there was you know what? I kind of have that sort of a thing with this book, but also like a good explanation as to why I did get it. Gonna catch up on what you guys are saying real quick first. Bryce says two of the ebooks weren't kind of listed on the timeline, but they did print them on the Star by Star paperback. Okay. And the other on the Dark Nest book 1 paperback. So kind of hit or miss. Okay. All right. Okay, that makes sense. Red 5 reviews. By reading this out loud, you agree to give me your. I didn't finish that. It doesn't count. I'm going to go. Rich Ronathan says, "What do you think of Truce of Bakura?" Well, I read it a long time ago, but I am about to reread that. So, um, I really didn't care for it when I first read it, but I'm going to read it again. Probably in April. I'm pretty sure it's like 100% chance. It's 100% chance I'm reading that one in April to get a review done. I need to make another video announcing like that I am jumping from the Clone Wars, because remember, guys, I went back to the Clone Wars from the very start of the timeline and started working my way through. And I got a kid yelling at me downstairs. I need to go to bed. Uh, and I was like, I made it to Republic Commando, and I was like, okay, I'm going to skip. I'm going to jump to what I read before in the New Republic era. It was just a lot more fun. I don't really care for the Clone Wars era too much. But anyway, that book that was like, why do I have this? Not a Star Wars book, but the Satanic Verses by Salman Rashadi. Um, I logged on Twitter, and some guy, Salman Rashadi, was stabbed when he was giving a speech in New York City, and I never heard of this, so I like looked into it, and he wrote a book. This book a long time ago, I think it was in the 80s, and it made a lot of people mad in a certain religion, and they finally like got him. They like stabbed him, but he survived. And that same day, I went over to like this bookstore, and this was sitting on top of a cart of like full of books that they were going to pull out and put up on the bookshelf. So I was like, I have to get it now because just read about it in the news this morning. So I've got to get the book. It was like sitting there waiting for me. So it was kind of like a fate. I have to get this book. There's a reason for it. So yeah, that's one of those books that I'm like, why do I have this? Oh yeah, because it was like supposed to be with me for some reason. I still need to read that sometime. One of these days. Let's see. Bryce says, I'll also admit I was the first dislike. I'm on mobile and was trying to hit the chat button, and my thumb hit the edge of, but I fixed it. Everything's fixed with zero time travel. Well, thank you. Thank you, Bryce, for the thumbs down. Everybody move over to the thumbs down. I don't even know if the thumbs up gives you like a benefit or not. Like, oh, you're monetized, but if for every thumbs down, you'll lose your penny. You don't get your penny. Scott Johnson, Hood Ranch. Is that a ranch in the hood? What a concept. It's a good point. It's a good point. It's a ranch that has a bunch of cattle. You do have to go through a hood to get through it, but Red 5 reviews, and thank you for the shout out. Yeah, Red 5, no problem. Bryce says, oh, look, it's the Highlander with Waru behind Matthew. Oh, wait, it's Matt Wilkins. That's funny. A mixture of Waru and Highlander. I remember that's what, like, hey, Matt, you want to come on the channel? We're going to talk about Star Wars books. And then when, like, 3 hours later, like, he's talking about Highlander. We're like, what? And then go to, like, Firefly or something. The good old days. Yep, Mamachet, so close, Adam. Close, but no cigar. I used to have a teacher, he would say, close, but no cigarette. I thought it was funny. Everybody else was like, it's no cigar. And I was like, yeah, but that's funny. Close, but no cigarette. I like that one better. All American Cornbread, haram. Get that off the screen. And something. I don't get it. Oh, does it like offend you? Or is that going to get me canceled too? Again, canceled to nobody. I mean, the 8 people. Rich says the Clone Wars era books, especially Cestus Deception and Jedi Trials, suck. Oh, well, that's a bummer. What do you think are the best and worst Clone Wars books? My favorite is Yoda Dark Rendezvous. Well, I didn't make it to that. I read from, the Old Republic and then up through the last book that I read, which was the Clone Wars Gambit Siege. So I didn't make it that far in the Clone Wars era. Kind of like right at the beginning, Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars, Wild Space, No Prisoners, and the 2 Gambit books. That's basically the Clone Wars novels that I've read. So of those, man, I don't even know. Maybe Wild Space or No Prisoners. I don't know. I got to go look at my reviews to see which one I rated. I remember they kind of blend together, honestly. Of No Prisoners, I gave that one 2 out of 5 stars. So that's not the one that I liked. Wild Space. That was 3 out of 5 stars. So I gave it like a C+. So, yeah. I liked Wild Space better. Let's see. Shattered Point, I read that one because they did that Essential Legends book. So I had that one. Oh, that was a lot of fun. I guess that could be my top Clone Wars era novel. I even did I reviewed that one. I haven't done Hard Contact. That was actually going to be the next one that I read. That's like book 1, I think, of the Republic Commando series. But I decided, nope, not going to do it. Just going to go somewhere else in the timeline, which is healthy, you know. The Madman Chat says, heard about that stabbing last year. Insane. Yeah, the Salman Rushdie. That's, yeah, when you heard about it, like I was in a bookstore buying the book because of the stabbing. So strange how things are. Bama Chat, just play DMX on your way to the ranch. Red 5 Reviews says, I remember our Godzilla watch along where me, you, Jeremy, and Matt talked about our favorite Christmas films. Yeah. That was a good time. All American Cornbread, yes. That book is not well liked in Islam. LOL. Yeah, that's right. That's the group that got very angry at him and wanted him dead. But he survived. That's like really what made me like, okay, well, I want to know what it's about then. Why would it anger so many people? It's fascinating that like words on a page can upset somebody. Scott Johnson says, what's your favorite Legend book so far? What percentage of them would you estimate that you've read so far? Well, I have an Excel file on my work computer that has everything calculated. And I actually have a journal too, where I have marked everything that I've read so far in the expanded universe. I think it's like 27. No. See, I don't know how many expanded universe books that I have read. If I go on YouTube and I look at my playlist, I think I have 27 books that I've reviewed on here for the expanded universe, which would mean if I've got like 4 others, I think, I don't know, I can't find it right now. I've got to focus. Probably 30. I want to estimate 30. We'll just go with 30. Why not? Probably 30 of the books so far. And it was always the New Republic era, and then I jumped back in time. I never moved forward. Like the furthest in the timeline that I got was Before the Storm. No, that's wrong book. They're like out of order. I had them in there backwards. The Black Fleet Crisis Tyrant's Test. This is the furthest I've gotten in the expanded universe. So I don't know what happens after the Black Fleet Crisis trilogy. No idea. And I tried to avoid spoilers and stuff. And it's kind of hard to do that because, like, everybody else, when they start talking about it, I'm just like tune out. So kind of hard to support other EU channels and stuff when they start talking about things that happened after. See, here we go with the focusing thing. Sorry, guys. Another thumbs down. um, so I try to avoid it because I don't want to know what's happening. Because I remember things. Like I was reading this one fantasy book, Wheel of Time. Some of you have probably read that. Um, like I was reading the first book, and my friend told me something that happened in the fourth book. Like I didn't know when it was going to happen. So like the whole time, I'm like, I know it's going to happen. Oh, it wasn't in the first book, wasn't in the second book, and I was like thinking, like, man, I know this is going to happen, but when is it going to happen? So I try to avoid everything that happens after that. But for my favorite of all of them, that's a really tough question. I really don't know. Um, I've read Kenobi twice, Plagueis twice, Darth Maul, Shadowhunter twice. I think I did, yeah, I did Death Troopers twice, Courtship of Princess Leia twice. Um, but some of them I had to like, oh, forgot to do a review, so I need to go back and read those again. But man, I think Darth Bane. I think that might like the Bane series might be my favorite. It's just there's so much like there that I like. So I'll just say for today, it's Darth Plagueis trilogy. So and no Red 5 reviews. It is not the Crystal Star. It's actually Witchfire. That's my favorite. No. Oh, look, you guys, Scott John saying, good choice, Red 5. Yeah, right. Madam Chad, definitely Crystal Star. You guys are silly. Bryce says, where was I on those streams, Red 5? LOL, I miss out on the fun stuff other than being ribbed by Matthew, Matt, Bryant, Dylan, and Jeremy on my typos. Yeah, I remember that. All the typos. Matt's just whizzing himself laughing. Scott Johnson says, do you like the ending of the Black Fleet Crisis? That ending was amazing. Well, it's been so long and I never took notes on anything that I don't really remember how it ended, but I do remember not enjoying them my first go around. Like I said, I am going to be rereading these books, and I started already with Courtship of Princess Leia. This month, I'm going to be redoing Truce of Bakura. I'm going to try to do those in chronological order as well. In that timeline, I'm going to skip the X-Wing series for now, except for the two that I just did, which are Krytos Trap and the Back to War. Going to skip the others, get to Courtship of Princess Leia, and then move through from there. So you can be looking forward to that. Truce of Bakura. I guess I'm going to be skipping Luke, Shadows of Mindor as well. But yeah, most of the New Republic series I'm going to be reading again this year to get out there. I'm trying to move to like Legends only or primary stuff, So, and this is the Geeks Attic. I want to have more than just Star Wars, but less than Star Wars, obviously. It's like the number one thing here. I'm starting to lose my voice, guys. So probably gonna be wrapping it up here in a minute. Bryce says, Red 5, that's not true. It's the Aftermath trilogy with Chuck Wendig. We know how Matthew loves B1 battle droids like Mr. Bones. Oh, man. See, I would have never thought about Mr. Bones ever in my entire life until you mentioned that. So thanks, Bryce. Thanks for that reminder. Mama Chad, spoiler alert, Gandalf kills Luke on the USS Enterprise. Yeah, that is funny. That's how the third book of the Black Fleet Crisis, the last book of the Black Fleet Crisis ends, is with Gandalf killing Luke on the USS Enterprise. Okay. All American Cornbread. I knew almost all the major deaths in every EU book before I read them. I wish I would have been able to be surprised by them. Yeah. It's a bummer when you know what's going to happen. Like, because you think you're going to forget. It's like, oh, yeah, I forgot what happened in the Black Fleet Crisis. But then somebody will say, like 5 years ago, oh, did you know this person dies in book 8 of the New Jedi Order? And you're like, don't tell me. Because then it sticks in your head. And then you're like, oh, yeah, so-and-so is going to die in whatever book. I hate that. Red 5 says, be back in a few. Well, you might be back, and I will probably be gone. Scott Johnson says, I wish I had that Witchfire error copy. I wonder if they're on eBay. If not, I'm going to post this one for like $2,000. That would be funny. You know what we're going to do right now? I'm going to go to eBay. eBay.com. And we're going to check this out. I'm going to drink some water. Not a sponsor. Okay, let's go to the Crystal Star Witchfire. How do they spell witch? They want the witch spelled funny. WIT, like an apostrophe for some reason. Is it supposed to be like a witch's fire, or is it like a hick, like witch fire? See if anything pulls up with the Crystal Star Witchfire comic books. I'll put Star Wars in front of it. Star Wars, the Crystal Star Witchfire. No, nothing. Wow. Should I post it on there for like $2,000? See what happens. I mean, obviously it's rare, right? Somebody out there's going to want it. And if they're going to pay $2,000 for it, be great for me. No, they aren't on eBay. Okay, so you've already checked. I could have just looked at what you said instead of doing what I just did. Scott, you should just give it away, and one of your loyal viewers, like yours truly, you're funny. I'm like, oh, I almost got a frame for that thing, like a shadow box. Kyle Murphy says, about to start Thrawn Ascendancy. What was your non-spoiler thoughts on the trilogy? I thought that the canon Star Wars Thrawn trilogy was fine. I enjoyed it. I gave all of those books a high rating. But when I think back on it, I think some of that might have been a little bit of excitement because it was like Timothy Zahn is back and he's writing Thrawn. This is awesome. But there were a lot of really cool things that happened in those books. A lot of teases as well. Some things really didn't come to fruition, if I recall correctly. Some things kind of would throw you off course, and you'd kind of get frustrated with that. At least I did. But overall, it was a decent read. It was fun. I believe my reviews that I posted are spoiler free. So if you wanted to check, well, first one would be if you're going to be starting from the beginning, don't check out the review for book 2 or 3 because I think I usually recall like a couple things that happened in the previous book with each one. So I mean, yeah, it was fun. That's all I'll say. Bryce says, "Would you? Uh, why would he give it to? Where did that go? The sea mouse, Squirt. I have no idea what you're talking about, Bryce." Rich says, 6 years ago, I watched a bunch of Star Wars EU books back in school. I'm assuming you meant read a bunch of Star Wars EU books back in school. Now I go through the books knowing everything about most of the books. That's good. I mean, it's nice that you're still like revisiting and having fun with it, you know? Bryce says, why would he give it away to the mouse? Scott. LOL. Madam Chat says Rancho Obi-Wan would probably buy it. Oh yeah, I can reach out to them. Maybe they'll bump up the price. Like, hey, I got a copy. $5,000. I mean, how great would it? I mean, sadly, the author Vonda M. in McIntyre is no longer with us, so I can't get it signed. Maybe the author of Witchfire is still alive, James Clemens, and I can have James Clemens sign this. How great would that be? And I know I've brought this to like attention before, but you see this Millennium Falcon? Do you see that right there? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 666. This is the Devil's Book. Waru is from hell. So, yeah. Bet you guys didn't know that. Maybe you did. Let's see. Scott Johnson says, all those unfortunately got thrown away. Yeah, all these, like, it's funny because I even said, like, to one of the editors over there at Del Rey at the time, I was like, oh, this is so awesome. I got a misprint. Great collector's item. And the guy was like, that's not a collector's item. That's just a misprint. It's like, okay, but it's funny. Anyway, Bryce says dumpster diving or desert digging like the ET game for cartridges. That would be funny. Like who are all of these people out here? What are they looking for? Sir, can you tell us what you're digging for? What everybody out here is looking for? We're looking for the Star Wars Crystal Star misprint. I am kind of sad too. Didn't they also do the Witchfire cover on the Crystal Star book? Because that would have been a great misprint to have gotten too. But I love the deception of this one, or like, it's just funny. I like it. All American Corn. Wait, nope. Back, Madam Chad. Anything you looking forward to? Movies, shows, books, etc. Movies, no. Shows, no. Well, I guess you guys want me to confess my guilty pleasure, like show, because I will if you want me to. You have to request it. You say, please tell me the guilty pleasure show. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about it. Just to have a show. But yeah, I'm not really looking forward to anything. For the books, though, nothing upcoming because I don't really know what's out there anymore. I am looking forward to the well, crap. Probably the Carillion trilogy because I plan on reading that this year as well. Like, because I got Heir of the Empire, Truce of Akura, the other Thrawn books. I don't care what you found on the web. Siri's talking to me for some reason. Jedi Academy, maybe the Carillion trilogy will wait. That might not make it this year. I got a lot to catch up on. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking forward to. So I'm sorry I can't answer your question, and I took up so much time thinking about it just to disappoint you. Stop ruining Star Wars, Scott Johnson. Waru's life. I was ruining Star Wars? Question mark. I read that wrong. Oh, I should have known. I have to turn myself in to the Star Wars police. They're on Twitter. No, they're on TikTok. I got roasted on TikTok once when I posted my review, which can be found on a different YouTube channel, Tuscan Reader. I made a list of the things that I disliked about the Queen's. It's not the Queen's period one. It's the other one. Queen's Woke. Queen's Hope. I made a list, and man, people got mad and they cried. They like reacted with videos. It was crazy, and usually I would ignore the comment, like the negative comment. Look, there's another thumbs down, and they keep disappearing. But that's funny. It shows me when that happens. Hello, Rob D. Hello. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the TikTokers. They like tagged the author and the publisher. Like it was crazy. They were crazy. Usually I don't respond to comments that are negative, but for some reason that day I was like, I'll respond to people like in the nicest way, not trying to like validate things. Like, wait, man, this is what it was. Just kind of like, hey, thanks for the comment, or like, thanks for taking the time to make a video that you disagreed with. Like it almost, I think it was kind of making them feel stupid in a way, which also I guess isn't nice either. It's not. Sorry, I have to take a sip. And then I see Do It. Reading Chuck Wendig. Don't read Chuck Wendig. And Do It, I'm going to guess that means tell us, I know you want to say it. Oh, the Guilty Pleasure Show. Well, yeah. Guilty Pleasure Show. Small Time Republic says, tell us the Guilty Pleasure. It's on Discovery Plus, and it's 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's the only show that we watch, or that I watch. I don't watch TV. I don't watch really anything anymore. Just like stuff on YouTube. The occasional movie that we're going to talk about, like on Paper Movies or something. But like going to the movie theater is very rare. The last movie I saw in theaters was the Jesus Revolution. So that was a recent one. But like nothing else seems to interest me anymore. But yeah, 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's the only show that I watch. And season 4 just ended, so I'm kind of sad about it. Oh man. Scott, justice must be served. Kyle Murphy says, guilty pleasure show, do it. Rob D, hello. Scott Johnson, Queen's joke. Yes, that's a good one. I could have done that one too. Dang. I did Queen's woke, though. I love how I didn't think of anything to call the Queen's shadow, but we got the Queen's period and the Queen's woke. Those books were so bad. Raven just says dark greetings. Well, light greetings to you, or dark, whichever you prefer. Small Time Republic. They did some filming for Jesus Revolution at my church. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. It was funny. It's like one of the characters, one of the guys in Um, I guess we would call him a character in this sense. The whole movie, I had no idea like who he was in real life. The Greg Laurie guy, like the main guy, really. Because I'd seen him before, like I'd seen like him do some of his messages and all that stuff. So when he like popped up in the end, like with like, oh, this is him now, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that guy. I listened to him a couple times, so that was kind of cool. Bryce says I would have been better than the answer was praising Waru. Uh, you would have been better that the answer was praising Waru if I would have like it was like my guilty pleasure type thing of like I like to praise Waru. No way. Kyle Murphy says don't know if you're into it, but Chuck Dixon wrote a new Conan book. There's a lot that a lot of sorry I'm just struggling right now. It's only 10:49, but I got up early today. I don't know if you're into it, but Chuck Dixon wrote a new Conan book that a lot of people are giving praise to. Waiting for my copy to arrive. Well, that's cool. I never I watched the first Conan movie. I never watched the others. I do have a novelization for Conan. Haven't read it yet. And I believe there were like a bunch of rumors out there that they were supposed to do another movie like with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I guess it's just not happening. All American Cornbread, TikTok weirdos getting mad at you for not liking books will always be funny. It was funny. Are you on there? Are you on there? Were you witness to any of that stuff that happened? Because it was crazy. It was like the most insane thing that I'd ever dealt with. And I couldn't help it. I was laughing. They were trying to hurt my feelings, and it just didn't work. It was, I remember sharing this stuff with Red 5 Reviews and Stupid Chainsaw Productions. And I mean, they're just like, good luck with it. It was funny. Bryce says, I'm not afraid on what I have to say because I know Twitter's not a real place. Dave Chappelle. Hey, it's true. See, I don't care either. I said something today that was going to be all like people mad, but like for some reason, I don't know if there's something with my account that like most people just don't say anything. Like I have to reply to somebody or whatever for anything to happen. Scott Johnson, he's on there. Um, he sees what I says. He sees what I says. Wow. He sees what I say. He reads what I say. Reads what I write. What is happening right now? Oh man. But yeah, the thing that I do like about the social media stuff is that like you get to see some stuff that's like real time. People posting pictures or videos of things that you do not see on like the news because they're like trying to show you their perspective. Everything's always twisted, but like you get on there and you see something happening live being recorded or whatever, you're like, oh wow, news will not talk about that. Like all that like train derailment stuff that was happening, you can like see it all happening, and then like a day later it's like, oh yeah, this happened, let's try to bury it with another story. It's like, no, let's go back and look at that. Moving on. I forgot time zones exists. It's 11:50 here. Yeah, 10:50 here. All American Cornbread. No, but I've seen you talk about it a lot. LOL. See, and by the time I read these things, I forget what we're talking about. So I'm sorry. I get the same crap on Reddit though. It's not my fault. All of their opinions are wrong and they have bad taste. Yeah. It's just like that's the thing that I've always tried to say that too about like on my reviews. I know I've said it in some of them is like, hey, everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own taste for things. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you're going to like it or not like it. So give it a shot. That, sometimes like for Queen's Hope, no, nobody should like that trash. That was not Star Wars. That was just like let's make a political talking point for the whole book. Ugh, ugh, makes me sick. Scott Johnson says, you and me are both shadow banned on Twitter, I'm sure. Probably. It has to be, because it's like you have to comment on somebody else's stuff really to like get any interaction. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Come on, Elon Musk, shadow ban me. Sometimes I try to get him, like, I'll like, hey, Elon Musk, what's your favorite Star Wars show or Star Wars movie? Yeah, you want to come on you want to talk about Star Wars books? It's never gonna happen. All American Cornbread getting downvoted only feeds me. It's true. It does just like fuel that fire. You're like, yeah, give me the negative energy. I will feed on it. I'll feast on your negative energy. Madam Chad needs a drink. Bryce Stafford says, where's quality autism? His presence is missing on this stream. This is true. This is true. And Red 5 Reviews needs a drink too, Madam Chad. So Scott Johnson, the East Palestine contamination is worse than the Chernobyl disaster. It's insane. So much of this stuff they just keep, and there's been like a train derailment like every week since then. It's wild. Like, what is happening? What are they doing? Scott also says, but they arrested the news people trying to cover it. It's pathetic. Bryce says, I'll just drink the the Kool-Aid. I thought it said Kenobi-Aid. I was like, wait, what? I'll just drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid. It'd be nice to have another stream sometimes on a Thursday night where we could have folks on here like Scott. Got to get you on the channel sometime if you'd want to be here. Madam Chad again and Red 5 Reviews. Be fun to do that. Just maybe I'll schedule something with you guys if you want to do that. The other folks, I don't know if you've got channels and if you even have a webcam. It'd be fun to have you strangers on here too sometime. I guess before I get off, I should probably get off. It's almost 11. I'm going to try to get off here by 11. And I want to say, let's see what Matt says. Anyone want rum, bourbon, whiskey, or whatever you're in the mood for? I actually have. This is what I currently keep. Because it's really hard to find in Oklahoma. So when you find it, you're like, I got to get it. That'd be Buffalo Trace. This is very good. Very good Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's tasty. Put that in a little glass and just have it neat. That's how I prefer the whiskey. Neat. Just like, a little ounce. I don't have any of the can't think of the name of the glass. Glen. I think it's a Glen something. Why can't I think of the name of the glass? A special glass. Don't have one. I need to get one. What are you guys saying? The canceled duo. Yeah. The canceled duo for sure. And a stream with the COVID gang, if you please. Yeah. The COVID gang. That'd be great. Tomorrow, the 31st, on Paper Movies, the YouTube channel or the podcast, the first episode for season 4 is going to be released. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Me, Jeremy from Stupid Chainsaw Productions, and Adam from Red 5 Reviews. We're going to talk about Last Crusade. And then next month, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Those are great episodes. You guys need to go check those out. Either watch them or listen to them, whichever. Mama Chat says, Buffalo Trace is always in stock in Florida, even in Walmart. Well, Walmart here in Oklahoma, like maybe it's been a couple years now, but um, for the longest time didn't sell anything but just beer. But now they have wine, so it's just like wine and beer. That's all you can get in Walmart. Still got to go to liquor stores to find all the fancy stuff. And Bryce says, COVID gang being Matthew, Matt, Jeremy, Dylan, Adam, and maybe Star Raptor. That would be awesome. Haven't really talked to Star Raptor too much lately. I mean, whenever I was reading canon, me and him would always be going back and forth talking about the books and stuff. But he told me something about that. I believe it was, what is that one that ties into the video game? Battle Scars, about a certain location, which is, it's cool that this location was mentioned. But I mean, I don't really care about it anymore because the canon already has, thrown things out of whack. They've already contradicted themselves. There's a certain planet called Troith that was mentioned in the Alphabet Squadron, which, funny enough, Alphabet Squadron is like the name of the publishing company now. Um, Kidding, lame joke, bad joke. I went over to the Star Wars website, or what is it? Random House World's website, and there's just like pronouns everywhere. And it's like, guys, nobody cares. Nobody cares except for your type of people. Where was it going? Oh yes, Troith. It was like said to be this huge, like this is where all the political happenings take place 200 years ago. And then like 2 books later, whenever the High Republic came out, it's 200 years ago. And all of the political happenings are taking place on Coruscant. No mention of Troith. Doesn't exist in the High Republic. So they screwed the pooch on that one. The Madam Chat says Spider-Man 2 paper movies. Let's go. Let's go. It's happening, man. It's happening this year. It's about how far I am into Spider-Man 2. Need to finish this because it's going to be coming up fast. Madam Chad. Oh yeah, I forgot. Some Walmarts in certain states don't have their own liquor stores. Yeah, it's like that everywhere though in Oklahoma. Like the only place you can buy hard liquor is in liquor stores. Which is fine, I don't care. Bryce Stafford says there's like 3 Spider-Man 2s, so which one? We're talking about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2. Which is Sam Raimi really attached to it or not? Because Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2. I should just say that is the Tobey Maguire. Danny Elfman did the soundtrack. Yep, and Sam Raimi is the director of number 2. So, yeah. That's the Spider-Man 2. Scott says, after midnight for me. Later, everyone. Goodbye, Scott. And with that, I am also going to log out. I am tired. And I was really actually supposed to record something else, audio. Don't know if that's actually going to happen anymore. So, but thanks for showing up, guys. Made it interesting. Made it fun. I was talking to myself for the longest time in the beginning here. But yeah, I'm gonna log off here. Gonna edit I think we're still live. We still here? We accidentally just like closed out of everything and I just opened it back up and it shows that it's still live. So are we still here? This is funny. The Madman Chat says, hi, tired. Oh, good night, dude. What am I doing? Bryce says, yeah, there's a Walmart in my hometown that doesn't serve alcohol, being that it's within a couple 100 feet away from the Little League field. Gotta keep this stuff separated. Raven just, good night, dude. The Madman Chad says, hi, tired. I'm Madman Chad. Red 5 Review says, good night. Well, with that note, I guess I am out. Oh, Red 5 Reviews is still here. I'm still here, but I am logging out now. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's been fun. Next time, and of course, I said this last time, I think. Next time, I'm going to warn everybody, hey, I'm going to go live. And then I can schedule guests. People come on. There's only so much I can do by myself. Have a good night, folks. May the force be with you, and may God bless you.